I'm going to show you some new products, which are gorgeous and I think you're going to be excited about. But I want to give you the background story, and it's over 20 years of a background story on these products, and everything I'm going to share with you in these next 15-20 minutes are from my heart, and they won't be said right. Finding perfect words will be very, very hard. But this wasn't something that I really wanted to put in writing. I wanted you to hear it and be able to look at me and know that all of this is just meant with love. I'm not trying to start a debate of any sort. I'm not trying to have people choose sides of the aisle. I don't care about any of that. This is just something in my heart that I've worked on. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. And this is something that I'm so, so proud of. And we're calling these products with a purpose. And I just want them to find their way into the world and heal some child or young girl's heart out there. Somebody that's hurting like I was. And it took me a long time to find a voice. I didn't have a voice to stand up to my husband in a bad marriage. I didn't have a voice to stand up to my mom growing up. I didn't have a voice to stand up to my grandfather, who was very racist. And I know there are so many people, black, white, gay, straight, female, male, somewhere in between, don't know where they belong, young, old, victim of all kinds of abuse, whatever that is. You got to find your voice. And you got to tell your story. And we got to tell all the parts of our story. The dark parts, the great parts, all of it. As scrapbookers, we tend to gloss over it and just highlight the best stuff. But we gotta scrapbook it all. Life is messy. Life is messy. And some of you in the Page a Day in May group I shared with y'all, I've started writing a book. It probably take me 50 years. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to write my book. And if I'll ever even publish it for anybody to see, but I'm writing it because it's helping me tell my story. And these new products that I'm going to share with you have been something in my heart for years and years and years and years and years. But I just want to remind you, this is just coming from my heart. And I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to say anything wrong. But I will, because I'm human and we all make mistakes. So just know, it's great products. I want them to do some good, and they're coming from a place of love. So to try to give you a short part of this story, when I first opened my scrapbook store back in 1998, one of the best scrapbookers in my store, her name was Jackie, and she was a young black mom of 5. And she scrapbooked great pages, taught me a lot as I was just getting started. I ended up actually going to her church and seeing her. She sang in church there and everything, just the most talented family. She homeschooled all her kids. She's just like superwoman to me. I have Keller at my knees. He's like 2 or 3 when I open my store, and I am pulling my hair out and I'm watching her do everything with grace. And she was the best card maker. She did a lot of ministry with her cards. But not long into our friendship, I asked Jackie, I was like, how come you're the only black lady that comes in my store? And we gained maybe 1 or 2 more in the next couple of years, but that was it. Scrapbooking just does not have a lot of diversity. It's way better, but it's bothered me since the very beginning. I noticed it and it bothered me. Let me also say, I said my grandfather was racist. The things he said, I knew that he was. He put me in a private school just so I didn't go to school with black kids. Also being said, I never saw my grandfather ever be mean face to face. It was like all this jargon and stuff he had been taught growing up, but all that seemed to stay in the house, and face to face, he was so gracious and had black friends, and I saw the love. I just never could understand putting the two together. So I just didn't let that seep in. So I go off to school, and all of a sudden I have a great diverse group of friends and just loved it. And so in my jobs and all too, best friends that were there with me when I had Keller, all colors. So then when I start my own business, it bothers me. I'm like, where did that go all of a sudden again? It's all these, white women coming in, and even I stood out. They were all married and said they were happily married. But I'm like, where are the single moms? There were no other single moms coming in and no other black women coming in, okay? So I see problems with this industry I have chosen. But I just kept working, trying to make a living and raise Keller. Through the years at conventions teaching, I noticed the same thing. And as I started going to same conventions over and over and over again, I would find one or two black women at each convention that somehow we would gravitate to each other. And so they were some of my best friends. So several years ago at one of the shows, don't let me sneeze. Watermelons. It won't go away. At one of the conventions, I asked a couple of my friends, some wonderful black women I had gotten to be in touch with. I said, I think there were 3 that I gathered together in Pennsylvania and said, can I ask y'all some questions without offending you, please? It's like, why don't more black women scrapbook? And all 3 of them immediately said, well, we didn't do it growing up. We didn't see this kind of stuff. Arts and crafts weren't a big thing. And we grew up poor, which I did too, but arts and crafts were things that once you used the stuff up, you had to buy it again. And so you're like, we got presents like a ball or a doll because it can last for years. But you get construction paper and glitter, it gets used up, you got to buy it again. So it's like, okay. So I thought on that for a while. I was like, well, I want to do something for people that think they can't afford this, because everybody should get to play with paper because it makes us happy, right? Everybody should get to tell their story. Again, I'm a young single mom just learning to find my voice as a business owner and standing up to protect my kid. Keller coming out of me is what gave me the voice to stand up to be able to protect him, okay? So finding our voices is a process. Okay, for a couple years ago, five years ago, I moved to Charleston. Right after I moved here, there was the shooting at Mother Emanuel Church. The most racist thing ever. It was awful. It's heartbreaking. And immediately I watch on the news these stories of love and forgiveness and grace from the families of those victims like I had never seen. And I'm like, I want to do something. So I made some calls to some of the churches here. I was like, I want to go in and teach free scrapbook classes to people healing from this and the youth in your church that if they don't have access to these supplies and stuff. And nobody really took me seriously. And I didn't get to put the effort I wanted to in it because I got to pay the bills and make a living and have surgery and all the stuff that y'all know if you know me that's been going on. Well, then this year happens, and the pandemic, when it started, and we all start coming together this way. And then all of the race problems are brought to the forefront again, and everybody in this country knows when that happened with George Floyd, everything, quote, hit the fan again. And it changed for me then, like it changed for so many. So I made one post immediately after that to make sure the world knew that Keller's Creations, we are for everybody. And then I stopped there. A couple of years ago, I told Cynthia of my idea of wanting to do something to go into churches to teach. And this happened again. I immediately called Cynthia. I said, I don't want to pour all this stuff out there right now and people think it's a knee-jerk reaction to what's going on. I don't agree with everything that's going on out there. That's not what it's about. It's just about getting to the ones that are hurting and that need to find their voice, okay? And I don't care. I don't care if it's black, white, gay, straight, all the different ways, or just a scared little mom like me. Whatever it is, I want to do something good. And Cynthia, the time has come now. I can't silence this voice in me anymore. And I want to design products that we can teach and do some good with. Oh. So I reached out to some more customers that are good friends. And I reached out to my friend Ray. Y'all have seen Ray on our Facebook feed for a couple of years now. I love Ray because he's Ray. Long before he played at the University of Georgia, he was a kid at my house. Okay? I've had these hard discussions with Ray since this stuff happened. Tell me where I can do better, because it's not good enough anymore to say, well, I'm not racist. It's not a big deal. No, it's time to say no more racism. Okay? And you can figure out ways in your life to fight it. But for me, it's going to be through paper, and it's going to be some paper that can do some good. And one of the things Ray has helped me realize in the last several weeks is that back in high school, Keller would bring home stray kids. Crystal can vouch to that. How many kids were at my house? Always. They also had to bag stuff to eat. If you wanted to eat, you had to work. You had to bag some stuff to eat. But Keller never brought home stray animals. He brought home stray boys. A couple of them stayed for 6 months, and they both happened to be mixed. So I've seen up close and personal the family issues going on and things that brought on. And I won't go into their detailed stories. But one of the moms said to me when her son finally went back home, said, Kim, you and Keller are so great. You don't see color. And I thought that was a compliment. And that's how I thought I was good enough living my life, because I don't care. I don't care what color anybody is. You're nice. You're kind. I see your heart. I love you. Well, that's not good enough. Ray and I have talked about this. It's not good enough. And if I have ever hurt your feelings by saying, oh, I don't care, or I don't see color, I'm sorry. I am sorry, because the colors matter. Think about it this way. We're all scrapbookers and paper crafters here. What if you were told you could only scrapbook with black and white paper? Think about all the colors we would miss out on. Okay? All the colors matter. And I'm trying so hard to see all the colors now. Every shade. Okay? God made them. All right? I'm going to stop preaching, and I'm going to get into the products. Am I okay, Katie?
I love you.
I love you too. Okay. What I have been able, with Cynthia's help, and all of these years of this calling in my heart, and finally knowing that God tells us to use the platform where He puts us. So my platform is not the mission field or a church pulpit. It is with paper. And I wanted to make something for the youth to tell their story when they were scared to tell it at home or scared to tell it at school. And I wasn't thinking color before, but now more so I am. So I have come up with some products. What started out as 2 has turned into 3. And we're calling them products with a purpose, okay? And the first set is the Here For You card connection bundle. The colors are absolutely beautiful. This is my favorite thing color-wise in all that we have ever done. And the words in this are for every person out there. So if you're a card maker, this is for you. For the first time ever, we are selling what is in Card Club ahead of time. Usually Card Club, you get it a month early. Well, we're selling this as of today. And this Here For You, let me read some of the things that are on here and think of the people you could say this to. You are not alone. I'm sorry. Literally, I'm sorry. I've never seen a card, anything ever printed out there, product-wise, that says I'm sorry. I'm listening. You make me smile. Call me day or night. You're in my prayers and in my heart. You matter no matter what. I'm here for you always, sending love your way, just checking in to see how you're doing. How can I help? And the world is a better place because of you. There are people that need to hear this. Young teens that are thinking about killing themselves, they need to hear this. Everybody that you can think of that's hurting, which is every single person on the planet. We all have a story, we all have some pain, and we're all hurting. We all have somebody to send this to. And it's beautiful, beautiful, okay? For every one of these we sell, as long as I'm in business, okay, we will have these for sale. And for every pack of card connections we sell, $5. If you decide you want the whole bundle, okay, that's great. But for every one of these we sell, my vision was to have something to donate. So we did it in the neutral colors for the young people of color who don't know where they fit in. I want to go into churches and teach. The churches are listening to me now. Ray is going to spread the word. Renee, I hope I can call you out. I'm sending something to Renee up north. Okay?
She's on.
She's on? Renee, I love you. Okay? I want to read these words to you as well, because after we did this, Cynthia's brilliant idea was, can we need to do it in vibrant colors too? She was like, all those young girls, I don't care what color their skin is, they like all the fun, live, fancy colors too, and want to tell their story in all the bright colors. So we did this set in 2. I'm going to read these to you, but for every one of these that we sell forever, we are going to donate one of these sets to churches, to groups. Katie,
Yeah.
we talked about how this could be a great project for a Girl Scout.
Yeah, Girl Scout troops.
Well, I'm going to donate 10 of these to Amita's Girl Scout group.
Oh, thank you.
So, if you buy this, I'm not just sending you this for free, okay? Because I don't want everybody just doing that to get something free. I want you encouraged to buy this set and use it over and over and over, making cards. If you want to order these too, you order this, okay? We're going to send another one out in the world. But we're going to get these in the hands of people and teach classes and make projects with them. And I've got something else planned to show you with that. But I want to read these words to you now. And as a scrapbooker, if you haven't scrapbooked your story, if you haven't told your story, you need one of these for you, okay? I am enough. My voice has great power. I am proud of myself. I love who I am. I matter. I am uniquely gifted. My heart is full. My future is my own. I can do hard things. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. My story matters. I can make a difference. This is me. I am beautiful and I shine. We all need to tell our stories with that. But buy these from me so we can get these in the hands of the leaders of churches, of other youth groups with disadvantaged, disenfranchised youth who don't know where they belong and where they fit in. Let's give them something in their hands to have the power to tell their story. All you got to do is buy some pretty card connections. We're going to do the rest and get it out there. I mean, you can email us and give us ideas of different organizations you want to use it with, and we'll have you on the list to donate. But these are going out, okay? I'm sending some to Chris Singleton, whose mom was killed at the church here. I'm sending him some, so hopefully he will do some good somewhere with it. I'm sending some to Ray. Y'all know he's an ordained minister. Yeah, our big old kid Ray, okay? Pretty stuff. Katie, are there questions or things we need to answer?
No, I think you just answered them. Lots of people are sharing who they'll share it with or make it for.
Awesome.
And they were asking if they could give you donation ideas.
Yes. Share the donation ideas publicly if you want, or private message anything else you want to say about any of it to us.
I would buy boxes of those to take to churches here in Houston. Please let me know how to do this. Maybe some kind of bulk.
Okay, awesome. We're not going to discount these a lot. We have moved them to a category all their own, so we ask you not to use your platinum discounts. We will not let coupon codes and that kind of stuff be applied. They're not mixed in with the other flash sales we're doing today. We have a bunch of fun flash sales coming up for you. These are on a link all their own, and we will share that link in a little bit, and more close-up pictures and everything of them. But I can't even think already. Here for you. Every here for you we sell, we will donate one of these. If you buy these as well, we will donate these as well. But if y'all buy 5, I'm going to donate 5. I'm probably going to donate more than that anyway. You order 1 million, I'm going to donate 1 million. Okay? There's no limits to this. So all the ideas y'all have, let's get it out there. Let's get it out there. Can you just imagine this next generation?
You haven't shown them the paper yet that goes with the My Stories.
Oh, all the papers. Sorry.
So many pretty papers. Y'all, I can't.
Yeah, we have cried the last 48 hours just working with it. Let me show you some of the stuff Katie made. Look at this card. Look at that.
That was my scraps.
Oh my God. So I'll talk. I'll shut up. You talk. I'll just hold it up.
Sure. So one of the things a little bit lower and to your right There you go. So I made this page yesterday. I work at Georgia Southern
On ugly paper.
On ugly paper,
Ugly
of
paper.
course. Southern's College of Education is where I work, and we wanted to make a video for our students, faculty, and staff of color, letting them know that we see and hear them. And so these are screenshots of me and some of my colleagues that were in the YouTube video. And I journaled about why we did it and what we got to do. And that is me with the big pink poster at a BLM rally recently. But we were all able to say the messages we wanted our students and faculty and staff to hear. And
the good she was doing, this paper just gave a palette to do it on.
Yeah, and then I wanted to do a gift card one with pictures. And then I did another layout that I have the pictures for, but I want to print them in sepia because I think pictures in sepia and black and white will be pretty on this paper. And that is also, I'm going to do it about me. And those are my scraps. Those are the little pieces that were left that I couldn't figure out how to
You
use.
can still make a card with
You
somehow.
can still make a card. So I've wanted paper like this. I've wanted it for so many people and reasons,
And she had no idea it was in my heart and that it was coming.
we started talking about it, 3 weeks ago?
Right.
Yeah.
When I finally said this is real. And let me share something. Do you think it's a good idea? And she immediately cried and was like, yes, yes, yes. And so we've worked hard. I've prayed hard over this. This is my way of giving back. And if you don't care a thing in the world about anything that you think we mean this to be, you've got some pretty hard connections. If you have somebody in your life, any group in your life, any church, anywhere, that you're worried about the next generation coming up, and we need to make sure they understand how important they are, then this is for you too. But if you're a person of color, I really hope this speaks to you, and I hope it blesses you somehow. Now, do I have a couple more minutes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're doing great.
Okay, then I want to go ahead and show you some of these cards I was holding up. Here's the other big surprise. Here's the other way to get us to donate these. We are using these, all three of them, in one box kit, and we are already created, a Scrap It Forward class box. It's going up for sale, and it's going to stay for sale forever, okay? When you buy that box, just like this Scrap It Forward box you bought for this weekend, there was 2 of everything in there. This Scrap It Forward box will always have 2 of everything. So a month from now, 6 months from now, tomorrow, you want to bless somebody and you're like, I want to make those projects. Well, I'm going to give you a bonus set to give to somebody else too. And for every Scrap It Forward class box we sell, we'll donate a set, okay? These are going to make, I'm going to show them to you, 1, 2, 3 books, a wall hanging, and 4 cards. Also in it will be ideas of layouts. So you can take all of these and turn them all into layouts. We did it this way on purpose, so I didn't have to put 12 by 12 paper in it, to keep the shipping down, to keep the cost down, to be able to make the donations. So I hope you understand the business end of that a little bit. But here's the I Shine. This is me wall hanging. Is that good? Can they see that, Katie? You'll tell me to move. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and yes, I put flowers and bling in the kit. 4 cards. My Story Matters accordion book kit with the pockets with the tags coming out of the top. Mm-hmm. Yes. So this is a great little 4x6 album. These are the kind of projects we want to go in and do with the youth. Check out the 6x6 one. Look how pretty. And all of these are in one box. One box. 2 sets of all of these. And then this is my favorite, my Heart is Full book. And so it's a chipboard book with the heart cut out. And then the heart die cut to be able to put a heart-shaped picture there. I don't know how much they can see.
They can see it.
Okay, cute. What kid, what young, oh, I didn't get all my photo here. Sorry, I'll get those in. What young girl would not be thrilled. I mean, my 13-year-old self, if I had this and it gave me the courage to take some pictures and write a few words and even just have the thought process to have something like this that was mine to tell me I matter, I deserve to stand up and tell people stop hurting me. This can give everybody the power they need to not be that hurt child.
And you can use it to write messages to yourself. Like, I'm going to put
Yes.
one on my rear view mirror. I'm going to put one on my mirror at home.
We talked about some of
Yeah.
these when I was doing this yesterday. I was like, even now I have to keep telling myself my story matters. It does. Y'all, think of the good.
Imagine those magnets that you could give people.
Oh yeah, the magnets like Cynthia did.
Yeah, or coasters.
The possibilities are endless. So, scrap it forward class box, class for 2. 3 new card connections, projects with a purpose, all of these. I hope you love them, even a smidge as much as I do. And I hope you pray over them with me, that they just do some great, great things in this world. Because we can make a difference, y'all, with paper.